Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Ailey if you're new. Today's video is gonna be on this guy. God, it's so shiny that it's really difficult to see, but essentially you'll have seen this all over the internet. I actually think it's still available, so I will link it down below for you. It will be the UK Morphe site, so if you're in the US then obviously I would go to their site. I'm not affiliated with them, so it's just a normal link. But this is obviously the Jaclyn Hill Volume 2 palette. I have her original palette. I actually used it recently for a look. So this is the new one here. It's really shiny, so it's probably just glaring back at you, but this is the old one, and I like that they've changed the packaging. I know they changed the packaging on this one as well, but I got this on first launch. This was the sort of matte paper, and look at it. It's a mess. So they've actually made it shiny now, so it's easy to wipe clean, which I really like. So obviously the original is all beat up. But this is it here. Oh, everybody's sort of doing tutorials with this palette, and I actually thought, because I've done 5 looks 1 palette in the past, I thought why not do a 5 looks 1 palette with this. So all of the details for this will be in the description box. I'll flash up things on the screen if I need to, but you don't care. You just want to see how this palette looks on the eyes. So we're just going to jump straight in. I use the P. Louise in collaboration with Mitchell Acid Rain base. I use that, and I'm not going to do a test without it because I don't not use it. I have hooded eyelids, and if I don't use it I'll get creasing and I'll get transfer. That's just the annoying thing about having hooded eyelids. So I'm dipping into Stay True, and I'm just going to stamp it on the outside. I'm going to zoom you in. Wow, that is such a stunning shade. And I mean, I didn't swirl in the pan. There's a teeny tiny bit of fallout in the pan, but nothing sort of major. No idea what I want to do with this. Sometimes I work back to front, sometimes I work the right way around. This happens to be a back to front day. Yeah, I like that. I'm just gonna get a clean brush and diffuse the edges of that a little bit. So it might look a little bit patchy just now, but that's just because I ain't finished. And blending over this kind of P. Louise base can be a little bit tricky. So it does blend out pretty nicely. You can see there's still a bit where I packed it on. I will intensify it again, but it is actually shearing out really nicely at the edge. Okay, so I want to take Lolly Mama. Lolly Mama is the sort of pinker one. I'll maybe flash it up on the screen or something. And I'm just going to carry that in. I did buy brushes from her new collection as well, and I think one of them might be perfect for this. So I didn't actually go ahead and get her full new brush collection. I couldn't justify buying all of them because really I don't need that many brushes. So I just bought a few. The one thing I would say is this is excessive. Just please stop doing this. You do not need to do this for one brush. That's just a waste of plastic. So I got the JH48, the JH44, JH52 and the JH47. So they're all eye brushes. And this one looks like it will be great for doing cut creases like that. I really like that brush for that. Really good. Glad I went for that one. I am going into I'm In It. And this is that really nice sort of duochrome white shade. And I'm going to take A Moment. That's really pretty. So I'm just going to finish up the lower lash line and I'll be right back. Okay, so that is one eye complete. And I just stuck on a Tatty Lashes TL23. Yeah. because it's like a nice soft lash. It's not too crazy. It is going to look a little bit weird because I didn't want to put liner on, but otherwise I would normally put a liner here just so that you didn't see the disconnect and it kind of hid the lash band a little bit. So we're going to shoot on to the next one. I'm going to do the other dark one just to get these out of the way. So I'm going to go in first with Next. I'm going to do this one slightly different. I'm going to go into Paolo. Sort of like the most of my eyelid. It's very like Next, but it's just a kind of shimmerier shade. And I just want to add Drama Queen to the very inner corner. I think this might be one of these sort of glittery shades. This is going to be a very monochromatic. I'm going to take Crazy. Okay, so first comment, I would say Next and Crazy, you don't need both. One or the other. Really, when you put Next on and pile it on, it looks the same as when you put Crazy on. So I'm actually very carefully, I'm going to go in with Temptress, which is the black shade. I'm just going to take a teeny tiny bit. This is the first shade I've had fallout with. And really I'm just using it to deepen up that shade. But you can use black like that with any shade. I mean, I wouldn't use it like with white because they won't blend together very well, but you know, like any darker shade, if you want to deepen it up just a bit, you can add black, but be really, really careful when you do it, because it can just go everywhere and completely overpower it. But I think that's enough for me. So it's just deepened it up that little bit. So I'm going to finish off this look and then I'll come back again. I'm back. Okay, so that is the second look complete. As you can see, very, very similar colours, scheme. Ignore this lash because it just keeps popping up, but we're taking it off in like 30 seconds anyway, so it doesn't really matter all that much. But as you can see, two very different looks. I say very different. If you're a makeup enthusiast, they are very different. It's kind of like nudes. There are millions of types of nudes, but if you're not into makeup, you probably think that nude is nude. So purple is purple. I love the way the black has just deepened this one up and it's not made it kind of look funny or anything like that. I mean, it just looks deepened up to me. It looks darker. So, but there you go. Two different looks using all the sort of more lower end of the palette. I'm going to take these off, I'm going to come back and we're going to do two more looks. See you in a second. So starting with purple was a really bad idea. I now have a pinky tinge around my eyes. When we do the last look I'll fix it properly, but I just kind of wanted to get on and do the next look, because the next look is going to be somewhat vibrant as well, because we've got the oranges and the reds and all that to dip into. Perfectionist. We're going to put this high in the crease, or not the crease, my fake crease. And I'm actually going to do these in halo eyes, just because I love halo eyes. There's different colours that you can do, but there's different, you know, styles as well. So, I mean, you could take exactly the same colours that you used in one look, throw on a halo eye instead, and it'll look completely different. This is, I mean, even on top of my sticky base, this is blending out just beautifully, just like our old formula, or the old palette, same formula. Okay, I'm gonna go into, what am I gonna go into? I'm gonna take Grateful, because I think G Money's just a bit on the orangey, not orangey, like yellow. Wow, okay, that is a completely different colour on the eye than it is in the pan. Whoa, okay. So in the pan, this just looks like brown. On the eye, it's like an orangey brown. Oh, that's really nice. kind of terracotta colour, I would say. So I'm going to deepen that up with Home Buddy, which looks like a darker sort of browny colour. Same warm kind of tone. Oh, and the thing that I noticed as well that I didn't actually show on camera is Certified. You can literally use it as an eraser if you're sort of like my skin tone. Obviously, if you are a deeper complexion, it's not going to work that way. It's going to be more of a just light colour for you. But because this is quite close to my complexion, it kind of works as an eraser. It's great. Okay, so for the middle of my eyelid, I think I'm going to go for Get Ready With Me. No, I'm going to go with Bougie. And I'm pretty sure this is the glitter formula she was talking about. It's not the easiest to pick up. I definitely wouldn't say that this would stick on a non-sticky base. Like, you need a sticky base for this. But on my eyelids, it's maybe not my favourite. If you're younger than I am and you've got kind of really smooth eyelids, it won't really pick up on texture like it is picking up on mine. A little bit of Get Ready With Me and just sort of tap that. Okay, look number 3. Just a nice sort of terracotta-y eye. And what I think I'm going to do is do a reddish look on the other side. So I'm going to go into feeling myself. I'm feeling myself. And I'm going to, wow. I'm running out of clean brushes at this moment in time. Here. I'm going to dip in and no joke just a little on the same brush. Just hit the top of that just to blend it out a little bit. It's not really going to show up, or I don't really want it to show up. I have a plan for the yellow. Okay, so I just dipped into Living My Best and there's a lot of fallout in the pan, but holy ball sacks, look at the colour. I think that's bold statement. I think it's the best red I have ever used. It's got tiny wee sparkles in it. I don't know if they're coming off on the lid. Fallout, yes. I don't know if that's because it's got the little shimmery bits in it. You are getting fallout with it, but wow. Okay, I'm going to take Heart On. This is just sort of like a slightly pinkier red. I'm going to take Dance Party, which is directly below it, and I'm going to put that in the inner corner. Might be a little bit too deep for what I want. Maybe just a tad. Okay, so we're going to go into Tipsy Girl instead. At this point I'm struggling for brushes, so like the prime brushes that I would use to do these parts are now dirty and I can't use them. I'm gonna take, just on my finger, I'm in it, and I'm just gonna press that over like where you would normally put like your lid colour. I want the colours underneath to show through, but I just want like a little bit of shimmer, a little bit of sparkle, so that it's not just all one flat look, because the colours are so similar it'll look quite flat. I'm going to go back in and deepen up the red, Living My Best. Okay, so that is the fourth look complete, and okay, let me just sort myself out here. Okay, so that is the fourth look complete, and it is a very red. Oh my god. Look at it! It's like a blood red. It's stunning. Oh yeah, I'm covered at this point. I'm gonna need to go and like wash myself before I do the next look. But I added a liner to this one. I whacked on a little liner on this one just to kind of, so you could see it with a liner as well, since I was doing a liner on this side. I really like how this one looks. That would have been the perfect Valentine's Day look, I think. That shade is really good for just putting on top of stuff, and it transforms it. It gives you a new shade, essentially. Okay, so I'm gonna go and clean this off, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Whew, this video's been something. Okay, so there it is. So I know what I'm gonna do with this look, so we're just gonna get started. My brushes are stained pink. I've cleaned them with the Cinema Secrets brush cleaner, but just so that you're aware, your brushes will stain if you use the reds and the purples and that in here, but I mean, it's not a big deal. So I am doing the look on both of my eyes this time, and I'm just gonna get No Joke. This is on quite a, oh, wrong one. This is on quite a fluffy brush just now, so I'm just wanting to get the colour laid down. I'm working sort of inner to outer corner this time because the darkest shades are going to be on the outer corner, but I want to get the yellow down so that I know what I'm working with. Okay, so I laid down the yellow. I look a bit sick. But I wanted to get a feel for where I wanted to put the yellow first and then work from there. So I'm going to take a kind of medium fluffy brush and I'm dipping into G Money. This is the very yellowy brown colour. I'm going to lay that down out here. And this is where I'm going to sort of figure out where I want it to come into. So I want to keep it really yellowy instead of, like, you know, overpowering it with the darker shades. So I can now choose where I want to blend this more browny colour into. Kind of like that. So now I'm just going to take the yellow again and I'm going to use it to buff out the edges just so that it's not so stark. I want to kind of go a little bit into G Money, a little bit into No Joke, and just sort of fade out that brown just so that it's not such a line. No harsh lines, that's what everybody says. That's a bit better. And then I'm going to do something real scary. I am going to take a small brush. So this is the JH52, one of the new ones, and I'm going to dip into Temptress, and I mean one dip. I'm going to do sort of like the little C or V shape, whatever. And now just do one more dip back in. All I'm doing is deepening it, I'm not making it black. Okay, I'm gonna add a liner to this, I think. Let's hope I don't get it all over myself again. Okay, so just to finish off, I actually pressed, is it Talia, into my inner corner. It's kind of a difficult shade to work with. I actually think it would look beautiful all over the lid, but I want to keep this look matte. But it does have a really nice effect. Like it's more of, I think that's the new glitter formula. It doesn't really work with a brush, but if you press it in, it works really nicely. So this is look number 5, the final look, the one that I was looking forward to the most. I've wanted to do a look like this for ages, but I've not been able to find a yellow that's good enough. I will say the yellows just missed the mark for me. It is still one of the best yellows I've ever used, don't get me wrong, but I don't know, I wish, I love the colour it is, but I just wish it was the colour it is in here, if you know what I mean. Like, it's just off, but it's not bad to work with at all, I will say that. So this is the final look. I can just tell this video is going to be an eternity long. I see absolutely nothing wrong with the palette. I really enjoyed using the palette. I think it is very close to her original formula. Yes, you do get the ones that you have to work with a little bit more, but When I say a little bit more, I mean you can't just slap it on your eye. I mean, for these colours being the way they are, this actually took a very short amount of time. The way that the black blends into stuff, if you are careful with it. I will say there was a massive amount of fallout from this yellow shade, but this black shade, it barely even looks like I've touched it. Like, there's maybe 4 taps that I did in it. These two are just so similar to one another that once they're on the eye, you can't really tell a difference. I'd like it to be a little bit lighter, a wee bit like Therapy Sessions against Not My Journey. Just a couple of steps more would have done nicely. Living my best. I was living my best when I had that on my face. That is the, I'm saying it, that is the nicest red I have ever used. It is so true to being red. The sparkles kind of disappear. Same thing in Temptress, the sparkles kind of disappear. I don't know if they do the formula some good or what, but it is very powdery, like very fallouty, but living my best. I mean, that is just, I've already still got a stain from when I did it earlier. It's beautiful. It's just the most stunning red. And it stains. These do stain, I will say that, but at this point I think we know that they're going to stain. Brighter Diamond's a little bit harder to work with, but I think it and Talia are the pressed glitter shades. So I think that you really need to have a base and be patting them on with your fingertip. I tried to use it with a brush and it did work, but it was still a wee bit patchy. Right, I did then put it on with my finger and it was sort of more kind of, it reminded me very much of the foiled shadows from Makeup Geek actually. I agree with the fact that the formulas are the same. I mean, I think they feel the same anyway. So yeah, there's nothing really bad that I can say. I know that there's always controversy surrounding any of Jaclyn's or Morphe's launches. People are always digging to try and find like really bad things to do with them so that they can get views and stuff like that. Or not even so they can get views, just so that you can, I think there's a lot of distrust there. So I mean, I do understand it, but really give the people a break. Everybody's human. I mean, like, that's going around on the media just now, like, really just start being nicer to people. Like, you have no idea what's going on in people's lives, and Jaclyn has been through the mill recently. I mean, yes, a lot of it was her own doing, but she doesn't deserve to be condemned for it, you know what I mean? It is makeup at the end of the day. I mean, yeah, you can have your own opinions on people, but at the end of the day it is makeup, and the makeup is pretty decent. So if you don't like Morphe, it isn't for you. If you don't like Jaclyn, it isn't for you. If you don't like the colours that are in it, it isn't for you. But if these colours are, you know, if you're drawn to these colours, I would say yes, it's definitely worth the money. And I think that's about it. There's not really much else I can say about it. I hope you enjoyed all of the looks. I hope that if you bought the palette that it is, you know, it'll help you kind of decide what different looks you can do with it, or you can be like, nah, don't want to do any of those, and come up with other looks. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. If you still want to get your hands on the palette, I don't know about the Morphe US site, but definitely the Morphe UK, at the time of filming this, it is still available, so go and check it out. So obviously, if you enjoyed this video, I would love if you would give it a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel. If there's any videos you would like to see me do in the future, then just let me know in the comment section down below, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!